Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good to see you. Well, it's good morning for some, good night for others, but it is always wonderful that you guys can be here. I thought you'd stop by before you went to bed. Yes. Do you know where your shizzy whiz nut is? Well, he is here. So I got to thinking in the shower. Is the shiz part referring to pinching off a loaf, or does that refer to the host? Well, that would probably be me. It could be also pinching off a loaf. You never know. No, stream is not over. Not yet. Morning, let's go, Brandon. Good to see you, JD fan. Oh, yes. Good morning, Captain Kern. So good to see you. JD fan. Hey, Cap. Woohoo. Hey, JW. He was still on with MG 3 hours ago. Yes. Oh, we'll get into that a little bit here later. Deborah Mellinger. Oh my gosh, Rare Aussie. Good to see you. Greetings. Oh, this is awesome. All you wonderful folks coming in. See if I've been. Hey, Maya. Good to see you. Oh, man. Yes. I ain't slept in days. Somehow, somebody throw me a sledgehammer. Are you going to knock yourself out? Hey, Ammo's girl. Lovely to see you, as always. Hey, Suzanne. Glad you can make it. Mary Waltz. Oh my gosh, you guys are so awesome. Hey, Shizzy, good to see you again so soon. Yes, it's been soon. Yeah, 3 hours ago, I was on with MG. And let's see, at this point, I've been awake, I think, for now 25 hours. Yeah, about 25 hours. And I still feel good. No, it's not that bad, really. I've got some time that I'm going to be sleeping today anyway. Because I need to get some sleep. It's Passover. I shouldn't. Okay, we didn't hear that or see anything, so you're good. But here, this is the first thing that popped in my feed was like Tesla cuts U.S. prices for 3 of its electric vehicle models after a difficult week. Well, knocked $2,000 off the prices of 3 of its 5 models. Hooray! So if you're looking to buy a new Tesla, because the old one is all worn out, like we can all just jump in and buy one. Share the blow. Don't be selfish. No. I don't do that. This is all natural. Good morning, Danielle Barry, Sports Highlights. If you've not seen Danielle Barry Sports Highlights, make sure that you check them out. It is going to be one of the most fabulous shows of Sports Highlights. Good to see you. Still want one. Yeah, I mean, that's it. Come on, you don't want to have like one of the highest polluting cars ever made. Company cut the prices of Model Y, a small SUV, which Tesla's most popular model and the top selling electric vehicle in the US, and also the Model X and Model S. Its older and more expensive models. Prices for the Model 3 sedan and the Cybertruck stayed the same. Well, the cuts reduced the starting price of the Y to $42,990 and to $72,994 Model S and $7,900. Good Lord. 990. Why didn't they just say we're going to make it $43,000? And then we include the taxes. So probably about 45,000 whenever you're all said and done, once you pay your tax, tag, title, shipping, all that kind of crap. Yeah. That's a lot of money. The move came out the day after Tesla stock tumbled below 150 per share, eliminating all gains made over the past year. The Austin, Texas company's stock prices dropped about 40% so far this year, and amid falling sales and increased competition. I'm trying to think, what competition is there for an electric vehicle? I mean, what other EVs are out there that does what Tesla does? You know, can't really think of anything because I mean, look at it this way. Tesla doesn't do any advertising. The advertising is the car itself, which is pretty impressive if you think about it, that without doing any advertising, this company has managed to have share prices even at $150 a share on those. And think about, you can't find, what is it, stock is like maybe for Ford is 20 or something like that. So 25, 30, maybe 50 at the most. Saying, and they advertise on every Super Bowl ad that they possibly can. You know, no, Aussie, you are here just at the time you were supposed to be here. You got on an hour before the Talladega wreck. Oops, I mean race Sunday. Oh boy. Musk posted early on Saturday on X. That's been a few days ago. As Twitter before he acquired and renamed it. Jesus Christ. Why don't they just say Saturday on X that the cost of an entry-level Tesla was as low as $29,490. Once the federal tax credit and gas savings were factored in. Okay. Industry analysts have been waiting for Tesla to introduce a small vehicle that would cost around $25,000, the Model 2. Media reports this month that Musk planned to scrap the project, created more uncertainty over the company's direction, although Musk called them untrue. The price cuts ended a long work week at Tesla, which announced Monday that it was cutting 10% of its staff globally, which is about 14,000 jobs. That happens. The company also said it was recalling nearly 4,000 of its 2024 Cybertrucks after discovering the accelerator pedal can get stuck, potentially causing the vehicle to accelerate unintentionally, increase the risk of a crash. Well, that's something you want to pull off there and get that fixed. On Saturday, Musk confirmed he had postponed a planned weekend trip to India to meet with the Prime Minister, citing very heavy Tesla obligations. He said on X that he looked forward to rescheduling the visit for later this year. Tesla is scheduled to announce its first quarter earnings on Tuesday, which will be today. Oh my gosh. Hey, good to see you from Australia. Yep. I didn't notice at all. Not a single bit. Am I doing good, JDA fan? Oh, think you're having a good morning. It was Tesla's first year-over-year quarterly sales decline in nearly 4 years. Ooh. And the spookiness rolls in. Does Elon own X, which is, it's no longer called Twitter, but it's X. So it's all X. So you got X and SpaceX and you know, he's got Boring Company. Yeah, he still owns that. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, SpaceX seems to be, you know, he's focused more on SpaceX. That's because it's a moneymaker. Think about this. If he can get more satellites up, that means he can ping all across the world with those satellites on a constant basis. And, you know, who has control over the airways has control over everything. And the way that he's been acting towards this, what do they call it? Free speech absolutist. I call it X Twitter. There you go. Exactly. The way that he's been going has been impressive. Whether he's true in that or not, yet to be seen. I love this. Papua New Guinea leader takes offense. Sorry, I was going to say offense after Biden implies his uncle was eaten by cannibals. If you hadn't heard it, this is what he said.
When I left Scranton today, I wanted to go to the war memorial that has the names of all the Scrantonians who died in World War II etched into a granite wall, because I wanted to see where my Uncle Bothie Ambrose J. Finnegan, where his name was etched. back when D-Day occurred, and on Sunday, the next day, my mother's 4 brothers all went down to the recruiting station and joined the military. Every one of them volunteered. And my uncle, they called him Ambrose, Brosey, they called him Bosey. My uncle Bosey was a hell of an athlete, they tell me, when he was a kid. And he became an Army Air Corps before the Air Force came along.
Morning.
He flew those single-engine planes.
Good morning.
As reconnaissance over war zones. He got shot down in New Guinea.
Rare, awesome.
And they never found the body because there were a lot of cannibals for real in that part of New Guinea. But one of the...
Yeah. Melbourne, Australia. Papua New Guinea's Prime Minister James Marapap, I think that's right, accused Joe Biden of disparaging the South Pacific island nation by implying that an uncle of a U.S. president had been eaten by cannibals there during World War II. Biden's comments offended a key strategic ally as China moves to increase its influence in the region. Yeah, this is why you don't let idiots run your country. Biden's comments offended. The president spoke at a Pennsylvania war memorial last week about his Army Air Corps aviator, Uncle Second Lieutenant Ambrose J. Finnegan Jr., whom he said was shot down over Papua New Guinea, which was a theater of heavy fighting. Well, they never found a body because there used to be, there were a lot of cannibals for real in that part of New Guinea, Biden said, referring to the country's main island. With a name like Rapa, okay, said in statements on Sunday that Biden appeared to imply his uncle was eaten by cannibals. President Biden's remarks may have been a slip of the tongue. Well, maybe he could have just bit his tongue, like done a little bit of cannibalism there. Good to see you, Zach. Good to see you. How you doing? Man, oh man. So why is he even bringing up cannibals? Well, maybe he's hungry. Wait, what? Huh? Yeah. Well, everyone has to eat. Good morning, y'all, from Dreary, Michigan. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I think I saw somebody that was from Illinois here today. Welcome from Georgia. Welcome, Illinois. So World War II was not the doing of my people. However, they were needlessly dragged into a conflict that was not their doing. The rift comes as an Australian Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, began a visit on Monday to Papua New Guinea. Albanese and Marape will commemorate strong defense ties between two countries by walking part of a pivotal battleground known as Kokoda Track later this week. I'm very confident that PNG has no stronger partner than Australia, and our defense and security ties have never been stronger, Albanese told reporters before departing Australia. White House Press Secretary Jean-Luc Pierre Blowhard said Friday Biden was speaking to the bravery of his uncle and many U.S. service members that put their lives on the line. Yeah, but you just basically called a whole country a bunch of freaking cannibals, dude. I mean, you can't twist that stuff. Hey, Lexi, good to see you. Well, a hot bath didn't seem like a terrible idea. Good to see you. Oh my gosh, it's so awesome. Good morning. Biden's account that Finnegan's plane was shot down was not supported by military records. Finnegan was a passenger on a Douglas A-20 Havoc transport plane that crashed into the ocean after both engines failed on May 14, 1944, according to the Pentagon report. One crew member survived, but no trace was found of the plane or 3 other people on board, including Finnegan. A rape statement was released on the same day he met China's foreign minister Wang Yi in Port Moresby to discuss building closer relations. Marape, also called on the U.S. to find its war dead in Papua New Guinea's jungles and to clean up the wreckage of war. Nice. That's not a bad idea. The remains of World War II lie scattered all over PNG, including the plane that carried President Biden's uncle. Perhaps, given President Biden's comments and strong reaction from PNG and other parts, he means Papua New Guinea, and other parts of the world, it's time for the USA to find as many remains of World War II in Papua New Guinea as possible, including those of servicemen who lost their lives like Ambrose Finnegan. The theaters of war in Papua New Guinea and Solomon Islands are many and littered with the remains of World War II, including human remains, plane wrecks, shipwrecks, tunnels, and bombs. Our people daily live with fear of being killed by detonated bombs of World War II. Well, at least it's not like a nuke or something like that. No. Well, he was eaten by animals or sharks. Yeah, that's most likely one of those two happened. No confirming which one it actually was, but it was one of them. Or he might have been eaten by bugs. You never know. He might have survived. He might be wandering around the jungle to this day, just living off the land. Found the cure for cancer and all the other kinds of things like that. Yeah. It's insane. It's insane. So I don't care about TikTok, so I'm not even going to talk about that. What is that? Denver. Oh, okay. Yeah, those should be interesting. Revelations of positive doping tests for nearly 24 Chinese swimmers that went unpunished sparked an intense flurry of accusations. Sorry, it's been a long night. Accusations and legal threats between the World Anti-Doping Agency and the head of the U.S. drug-fighting organizations, who has long been one of WADA's fierce critics. WADA said Saturday it was turning to legal counsel to address a statement released by Travis Tygart, the CEO of the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency, who said WADA and anti-doping authorities in China swept positive tests under the carpet by failing to fairly and evenly follow the global rules that apply to everyone else in the world. The allegation was made after WADA acknowledged it had cleared 23 Chinese swimmers who had tested positive for a banned heart medication to compete at the Tokyo Olympics in 2021, after agreeing that the country's authorities that the samples had been contaminated. WADA defended its process and said it acted in good faith according to due process when it decided not to challenge the Chinese explanation for the positives. It was then turned its attention to Tygart, saying his comments were politically motivated and that is astonished by outrageous, completely false and defamatory remarks. Could you have enough adjectives in there? I don't think so. Hey. So that's really all that they have over all that. Hooray, I guess. Oh, of course, I won't have to talk about something that might get me removed, and there's no disinformation here in this whatsoever. So I've got to prepare you guys for all of this stuff. But in the meantime, I'm going to go grab some more coffee because my ass be tired. And I need something to really wake me the hell up this morning. Whew, it is. Remind me not to do that again anytime soon, because man, oh man, it is rough as all get out. Is that the right one? Is that the right one? Looks like the same one to me. 2 minutes 12. Yep, same one. I think. We'll find out. Stick around. Got more. Maybe this is it. Think so. We'll find out. I'm going to go eat some more coffee. This might be the old one. I don't know. That's Rambo the orangutan. We actually wrote a song about him. Oh yeah, that's on my site there. You just have to check it out. Oh, thank you, Zach. I appreciate that. Oh man, audio acting funky this morning. Yes, that is Rambo. Rambo the orangutan. He is pretty awesome. So, there we go. I'm going to share this tab. Now, that just warning, I don't know anything. I'm just reading this. Okay, so YouTube, before you get your pennies all in a bind about what I'm going to read and what I'm going to be talking about. So ridiculous. I hate having to do this. YouTube, you asshole. Just saying. All right, there we go. This is what we're going to be talking about. Toxic. How the search for the origins of a certain thing turned politically poisonous. Well, let's see. I first heard about this. No joke. It was in November, December of 19, and I brought it. I talked to one of my friends and I said, this is really interesting. I've never seen something like this before. Like what is going on? And it wasn't a headline story. It was just something that was buried. I don't know, might have been Fox News or ABC or Apple News. I don't know. It was something like that because I remember pulling it up on my phone, and I was reading it, and I was like, "What the hell is going on with this?" And I talked to one of my coworkers, and this is whenever I was still working at a dealership, and I said, "Hey, let me show you this thing that I read earlier." And whenever I pulled it back up, it was gone. Like I couldn't find the story. I couldn't find it in my history. I couldn't find anything about this story. And he was like, "Well, what were you reading?" I said, I read this thing about, something going on in China. They were locking people up, and it was, like it's gone quiet, and I don't know what's going on. And he was just like, "Oh, conspiracy theorist or some crap like that." And I got my mic as whistling, the normal, quiet, calm. Alabama Rose, good to see you. Is it acting really funky this morning? Is my mic acting funky this morning? I hope not. Hey, Michelle, good to see you. Could be me. Let me see. Thanks for putting me back to sleep. You're welcome. Let me see if I've done something on here. Open this up real quick and I can see if it's whistling. Nope. Not seeing anything there. Just probably picking up some weird background noise. It should be just fine. It's not got anything going on there that I can tell. It only whistles when you use the letter S. Oh, okay. I'll just move the microphone a little bit away. How's that? It might be better. I hate it when they delete stuff. There are some speeches that will be gone forever from Trump. So let me finish the story. It's really it was interesting to me that I saw this story. It was gone, and I explained it to a buddy of mine, and he was like, "Well, it's probably just nothing. You probably misread it or something." I was like, "Yeah, maybe that's it." And just it's sort of stuck in the back of my head. Well, come February of the following year, I was talking with it was in December around Christmas, but because my stepfather-in-law, it's like my wife's stepfather, like she was grown by the time that she got remarried. not my wife, but my wife's mother. Um, and he worked at the CDC. What he worked with had nothing to do with any of this stuff at all. Just the part that he worked in CDC does more stuff than just that. But I asked him, if you heard anything about this, because it stuck in my head, and he said, well, more than likely it's just another strain. He goes, because the way that this works in the US is they sort of look at what's going on in China, because that sort of determines what kind of vaccinations that you're going to receive, like your flu vaccine, for the following year. Um, because by the time that it actually gets to the United States, they've pretty much figured out what strain it is, and they can sort of tone it down. And I mentioned this to him, and he was just like, well, I haven't heard anything about this. I mean, I don't know. I think he was still with the CDC, just at a limited level, and didn't really think much about it. Come February, I said, hey, I'm going to be going. I'm sort of I'm done working on cars. The hands, they don't quite work like they used to anymore. And said, hey, I'm going to go work for my wife and make more money, and we get to keep more of that money for us. And that was February, the end of February. So end of February comes, and I'm working for my wife. She's out of town. She's in Chicago at the time. One of her friends was moving out, or I think she was moving back in with her husband. Whatever, doesn't matter. Um, she she ends up calling me, going, she's telling me she's worried that she's not going to be able to make it back in time because they were locking down airports, and what the hell is going on. And I had no idea. I'm like, well, that's really weird, because I was just out of the whole listening to news or even paying any attention to it, because all it was everybody wanted to get political, and I'm just like, I don't care. And I'll be damned if by the time she didn't get home that everybody's wearing face diapers. So I'll find it interesting how the AP reports this. I haven't read it yet, but it'll be interesting. Um, you were already hospitalized in, I think, October 2019. Yes, yes. That is the thing. There was other people that were like that too. Oh, you love your voice, so that gets my attention. Might calm down. Write down. Your voice is my favorite. Oh, thank you, Alabama Rose. It's so good to see you. Out and about. Starting. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Every single thing that you're saying, I agree with there. Yeah, and that just happened here because China was buying up all of your powder baby formula and then medical supplies. Then the stories weren't adding up exactly, and that was part of it. So they blew out a vein in my left hand. Oh, sorry to hear that. Oh man. Ah, that's never fun. Hey, this is why I hate needles. Oh, good morning, Stacy Schmidt. Good to see you. Lovely as always. Cheers, Vic BC Live. Wonderful. I haven't seen you in a while. Pretty sure you were coming in as under another name, but it's good to see you. Good to see you. Really, it is. Oh, yes. Good morning, Stacy. So, the hunt for the origins of this coup has gone dark in China. The victim of political infighting over a series of stalled and thwarted attempts to find the source of the virus that killed millions and paralyzed the world for what? No, you're incorrect here. We'll fix this for you. Years. There we go. Years. Now I feel like you've been properly corrected because it wasn't months, you fools. It was years. The Chinese government froze meaningful domestic and international efforts to trace this thing from first weeks of an outbreak, despite statements supporting open scientific inquiry. The AP investigation found the pattern continues to this day, with labs closed, collaboration shattered, foreign scientists forced out, and Chinese researchers barred from leaving the country. The investigation drew on thousands of pages of undisclosed emails and documents, dozens of interviews that showed the freeze began far earlier than previously known and involved political and scientific infighting in China, such as much as international finger pointing. Wrong. And then they come back and they say this. Oh, as early as January 6, 2020. I don't believe that for a second. They closed the lab of scientists who sequenced this and barred researchers from working with him. Huh? Scientists warned of willful blindness over this origin of this thing leaves the world vulnerable to another, outbreak, potentially undermining the treaty talks coordinated by WHO, set to culminate in May. At the heart of the question is whether this jumped from animal or came from a laboratory accident. I think we've pretty much determined where it all came from. It's amazing that AP hasn't figured this out. Of course, this analysis says that there's insufficient evidence to prove either theory. Really? That's not what I've been hearing. But the debate is further tainted, sort of like a very large woman. Relations between the U.S. and China. Unlike the U.S., there's virtually no public debate in the China whether it came from nature or from a leak. In fact, there's little public discussion at all about the source of it. Go figure, it's China. They would just rather not say anything. The crucial initial efforts were hampered by bureaucrats in Wuhan trying to avoid blame who misled the central government, which muzzled Chinese scientists and subjected visiting WHO officials to staged, managed tours. And the UN Health Agency itself, which may have compromised early opportunities to gather critical information in hopes that by placating China, scientists could gain more access, according to internal materials obtained by the Associated Press. Oh, nice. And of course, it goes on. It could have played out differently, shown by the outbreak of the SARS, a genetic relative of the nearly 20 years ago. China initially hid infections then, but the World Health Organization complained swiftly and publicly. Ultimately, Beijing fired officials and made reforms. The UN agency soon found that SARS likely jumped to humans from civet cats in southern China, and international scientists later collaborated with their Chinese counterparts to pin down the bats as this natural reservoir. With different leaders in both China and the World Health Organization, China's quest for control of its researchers and global tensions have all led to the silence whenever it comes to searching for the origins of where this came from. Governments in Asia are pressuring scientists not to look for the thing for fear it could be traced inside their borders, which we don't want to have that, of course. Good morning. Is any kind of debate allowed in China? Sure. You just aren't going to win. Just know you probably won't win. Even without those complications, experts say identifying how these began is incredibly challenging. It's rare to know with certainty how these viruses really begin spreading. Well, like we're not doing gain of function or anything like that. It's disturbing how quickly the search for the origins of it escalated into politics. Well, because you made it political. It was a political witch hunt to go after Trump in the US. Weird how that works, doesn't it? Now, this question may never definitively be answered. Right. I don't buy that for a second. Secrecy clouds the beginning of the outbreak. Even the date when Chinese authorities first started searching for the origins is unclear. The first publicly known search for it took place on the 31st of 2019 when the Center for Disease Control scientists visited the Wuhan market where many early cases surfaced. Like I said, I heard about this in October, November. Like, yeah, November, December. It was around there because I remember we were home for Thanksgiving. My wife and I, we pretty much chill for Thanksgiving, and then yeah, weird. In the recording, the top animal virus expert, embark, mentioned the earlier date, describing it as an interesting detail. He told colleagues that officials were looking at what was on sale in the market, whether all vendors have licenses, and if there's any illegal wildlife trading that's happening in the market. Colleague asked Ben, who is no longer with the WHO, if that seemed unusual. He responded, it wasn't really routine, that the Chinese must have left some reason, but we'll figure out what happened and why they did that. Ben declined to comment. Another staffer at the Geneva meeting in late January 2020 confirmed his comments. So they had confirmation, or confirmation bias, or biased confirmation. One of the two. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry to hear that, man. Gosh. In December 25th, inspection would have come when Han authorities were aware of the mysterious thing that was happening. The day before, a local doctor sent a sample from an ill market vendor to get it sequenced. Turned out it contained some of that. Chatter about the unknown pneumonia was spreading in Wuhan's medical circles, according to one doctor and a relative of another who declined to be identified, fearing repercussions. Yeah. I don't have time for their bullshit because nothing of what they've said, very few things that are actually true in this. It's just so disappointing because it just goes through, we got a little timeline of how we screwed this one up. By blaming the U.S., Beijing diverted blame. It was effective in China, where many Chinese were upset by racially charged criticism. But outside China, it fueled speculation of a lab leak cover-up. By the time the WHO visited to Wuhan in January of 21, a year into it, the atmosphere was toxic. Well, so is what you're eating and drinking and being close to people. That was toxic too. What was that? My mind wonders if any of them were on the airplane that went missing. Maybe. I mean, and maybe not. Ooh, boy. Coffee isn't helping the blurry vision. Other scientists note that any animal from which it may have originally jumped has long since disappeared. There was a chance for China to cooperate with the WHO and do some animal sampling studies that might have answered the question. The trail to find the source has now gone cold. Well, maybe it was not spread the way you thought it was spread. You never know. You never know. Yeah, this is gonna be a short one today. My brain is completely cooked after a long day yesterday. Just giving you the heads up. So here we go. 20 years ago. Is that right? 20 years ago? It was longer than 20 years ago. So known in Elian or Elian, whatever, Gonzalez, known in the U.S. for international custody fight, now an elected official in Cuba. Right. What? Shizzy, did you guys go really late last night? Yes. At this point right now, I'm 26, 27 hours awake straight. Not streaming the whole time. I actually worked yesterday. But see, I don't have to worry about that today because I'm taking some rest after I finish up today. I just need to keep my eyes focused for a little bit. So yeah, Elian Gonzalez, known for his international custody fight, now is an elected official in Cuba. So let's look at the story that this was actually from. It's a little bit closer to what it is because it's an actual story. In early 2000, the custody case surrounding a Cuban child named Elian Gonzalez dominated the American news cycle, combining U.S. Cuba immigration policies, custody issues, and the 2000 American presidential campaign. Mm-hmm. Story began whenever this raft was carrying Elian and his Elian, I'm never going to get right, and his mother from Cuba to the U.S., and it sank in a storm, killing his mother and all but two other passengers. And after being picked up by the Coast Guard and brought to live with relatives in the Miami area, a lengthy legal battle began. And after months of publicity and legal wranglings, Elian was finally allowed on June 28, 2000, to return to Cuba in his father's custody after the U.S. Supreme Court declined to review a lower court decision that Elian was too young to file for asylum. Wow. You need sleep on. You look done with MG. You feel done? You feel done. I understand. I will get some sleep. Don't you worry. Well, it gets more interesting because according to what is it, USA Today, they make him sound like he was a saint. You know, his mom died on a small fishing boat. He was rescued off the shores of whatever. But he's it just brings it out that he's now a member of Cuba's National Assembly after winning Sunday with a slate of 740 or 470 candidates who were unopposed. And one of the first things he wants to do is bring the U.S. and Cuba to the table for a better relationship. Yeah, just send him to the Kelly Ranch. But is he a communist? Yes, absolutely. He has been thoroughly indoctrinated. This is why his mother wanted him out of there. So they wanted to see modern Elian as a sort of parable for the Christ story. I think we found ourselves in the middle of an interesting moment in U.S. history and also a freaking clown circus. He had been picked up at sea, a remarkable rescue, which seemed to many of the Cuban Americans living in Miami as almost a religious experience. They try to put that spin on the whole thing, most of them strong Catholics as well as strong patriots. They wanted to see the modern Elian, whatever, as sort of a parable for the Christ story. He had been out there by sea all by himself for 3 days, 3 nights, when suddenly he was discovered and everyone around him had already died, including his mother. Yeah, it's just such a sad story. Such a sad story. So, I'm sure that many people who leave Cuba do so for ideological reasons, as well as for personal reasons. I think that's also true that illegals come to the United States from many other countries. Well, that's where it became really, really strange. You need hard alcohol. No, that would be bad. That would be really bad because then I would probably pass out immediately. Yeah, became his godfather. Uh, yeah, he's full on communist, but that's to be expected. He's in a communist country. He's running for political office. You don't get there by not signing your name on the in blood on the dotted line. So all of this could have been avoided, but we had a certain president at the time that didn't give two shits about it and let let them run roughshod all over him. Became, in a way, a symbolic of the struggle over U.S. policy towards Cuba. Ilian himself, in this inner tube, reached the United States. He was rescued by a fisherman, I believe, who brought him to the United States. He was, of course, a minor child. That is what the whole essential crisis was about, who had the right to determine for a minor child whether he could stay in the United States or go back to Cuba. Well, ah, so much to unpack and so little time to unpack it. Probably been brainwashed. Well, yes, of course. Why wouldn't you? He's a little boy. So this right here was the picture that sort of really caught people's attention. Was this whole thing here? Because to them, all of this looked like he was pointing a gun at the kid or at the guy, and just scaring the ever living bejesus out of him. What a bunch of shitheads. And I'll just read on because most of this, I thought that's what we were going for, the best sleep aid out there. No, 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 no. Can't go to sleep right away. I still have work to do. Custody dispute made headlines and was injected into the country's political bloodstream, late nights and everything. And so Fidel sort of went hard at the United States over this, basically saying that you're violating it. You're violating it. What does it matter? His feet weren't touching it. We're in water. Yeah. So 5 months after being rescued, Janitorino ordered federal law enforcement officials to seize him. The result was one of the most riveting photos of the century, with a border patrol agent seemingly aim his semi-automatic rifle at a teary-eyed Elian Gonzalez, which circled the freaking globe. Yes, everybody knew all about it. What was going on, and it wasn't pretty. It wasn't a happy sight. So where is he now? Well, he's an industrial engineer, and the 29-year-old Gonzalez, who has long been critical of U.S. policies towards Cuba. And see, they failed to leave out a lot of the timeline on this, because all of a sudden it just jumps from being a little kid. Now he's just very critical. And if you look at the passenger, fairly cleverly manipulated by Castro, who is one in many ways running out of steam, was able to use Ilian as a rallying point. No one, not even a semi-patriotic or loyal citizen of a country, wants to believe that another country feels its very way of life and system of government are so evil that a child brought up in there could not possibly have a normal life or turn out to be a well-balanced human being. When your own ways of life is attacked, it's a rallying point to say, wait, look at these other countries and the United States. These aren't great here either. But if you happen to be poor, black, or an immigrant, then probably will get you removed. They said Cuba was not a free country. He would grow up in the United States. They said he would grow up as a little communist puppet of Fidel, and he went back to Cuba. So they launched a large battle around the future of him, which eventually went all the way to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said, yeah, we're not going to listen to it. It's crazy. Oh, how times have changed. Yes. Chippy is on the stand. Well, you have a good one. See you soon, Tammy. So these are the things that really sort of solidified a lot of this. As you go down through here, you begin to see a pattern that's coming out of Cuba and the kind of shenanigans that they're playing. And this government, that's what they do. Oh my, I definitely cannot keep my eyes open today. Give me like 30 seconds here just to focus again. Yeah. And let me pull this up. So if I don't keep my mind occupied, I will crash this thing in a heartbeat. Of course, I'm probably already crashing it, but that doesn't matter. I saw a trailer, but I can't show it because it's too damn gory. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, here we go. So I've got to get my mind a little bit more active. Give me just a second. Now, you want to see some talent. Take whatever time you need to. Yeah. So this I found on the Twitter. This is pretty cool. Check this out. Yeah, I should say that. That's impressive. That is impressive to all get out. This is also pretty cool. I know, right here.
Go away. I
know. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He wasn't playing. He was like, done and done. Is insane. Where is, oh, it was this one here. And I've got to mute it because I don't want to get in trouble with it. Let's see. There we go. Oh, and Mama is so, it's looking so sad till she sees the baby move. She thought the baby had passed. That was what was going on. She thought that her little baby had passed, but the little baby was okay. Little baby squirrel was just doing fine. And there was something else I was looking at here, and I'll see if I can find it really quick. The dog wanted new boots. Yes. What happened? She thought the baby had died. Yes. That's exactly. Oh yes, it was absolutely gorgeous. Little one was still alive. Yeah, poor Mama was all distressed over that, which I could understand if I was, in that position. How I might be, thinking I just gave birth and baby's not doing well and all these horrible things going through my mind. And then to see the little one just move, you're like, oh, that's so glorious. So glorious. Oh, I've got one that I was watching this yesterday, and I'll see how much I can bring it up. It is, I don't know if I can show this one. Oh yeah, there it is. Like I said, I'm not sure if it's going to get me in trouble or not, so we'll give it a try. Oh, yeah, there it is. Oh, yeah. There it is. Like I said, I'm not sure if it's going to get me in trouble or not, so we'll give it a try. Oh, yeah. There it is. 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 Oh No, that is, I can't play that one. That'll get me in a little bit of trouble. Doggone it. That's the last thing I want to do is get my ass in trouble. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my stream short today. But what I'm going to do for you guys, we will create a beautiful song for you. How's that? Giggles are good to activate your mind. Well, that's the thing. Maybe I just stand for a little bit, get my desk to raise up. As you see, I've got a standing desk. That might help keep me awake for a little while longer. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. So what we're going to do is we're going to get you guys a new song here. What do you guys want? Let's do it. Let's do it, Chizzy. You know it. We'll get this thing happening. We'll have a nice song for you. And we'll get it posted up there. Oh my. Oh my. Let's find a good one here. Let's get. So all we need are some ideas from the chat. We will get this thing up there, up and running. Looks like you're just in time. Absolutely, you are just in time. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Electronic country song about dancing all night long. That's an interesting one. What do we got? All night keyboard crawl. The all night keyboard crawl. There we go. The all night keyboard crawl. And what I'll do is I will just put it down for, just hit create, see what happens. Good morning. Good morning to see you, Ingrid. I have no idea what this is going to turn out to be, but we are going to find out here. So give me a second and we will pull it up. Boom, boom, and boom. Let's see. Midnight Melodies. We got Groovy Funk Soul. Oh, let's find out what we got.
I'm gonna take you on a trip where the music never stops all night long. We'll be working till the morning sunrise.
Oh yeah.
Fingers dancing on the keys, feel the rhythm in our veins. A nocturnal symphony. We're the kings and queens of the midnight rain. This world of black and white.
Okay.
Play the notes and technicolor. Every keystroke ignites a spark, like fireworks in the summer. Improvise the melody, let the music guide our way. The ballad of the night. We'll remember it to our last day. All night, keyboard crawl, finding inspiration, giving it our all in the moonlit room, creating something new. The all-night keyboard crawl, chasing dreams. Gonna take you on a trip where the music never
First one.
stops. All
There's a
night
second one.
long. We'll be working till the morning sun pops. Fingers dancing on the keys. Feel the rhythm in our veins. A nocturnal symphony. We're the kings and queens of the midnight rain.
Some funk and some coffee.
In this
Okay.
world of black and white, play the notes in technicolor. Every keystroke ignites a spark, like fireworks in summer. Improvise the melody, let the music guide our way. Let the music guide our way. The ballad of the night, we'll remember it to our last day. All night, keyboard crawl, finding inspiration, giving it all.
Sorry, has a Stevie Wonder sound to it.
Creating something new. The all-night keyboard crawl, we're chasing dreams come true.
All right, let's try the funky
morning
version.
haze, I wake up in a daze. Feeling funky vibes, got coffee on my mind. I hit the kitchen, grind those beans so fine. Gonna make a brew that'll blow your mind, oh yeah.
For the beat of number one.
Sipping on my cup, the flavor so bold. Got that jive, it's funk in my soul. The caffeine hits me, I'm getting energized. Gonna groove and shake, let the rhythm rise, oh yeah. Funk and coffee, it's the perfect blend. Get your groove on, let the music transcend. Wake up, get down, feel that funky sound with every sip.
We haven't heard the next one.
All around, oh yeah.
Love the Java Jive. I agree, 3 is the best so far. Good morning, my dogs rock. Has the same groove to it, similar.
Oh yeah.
In the morning haze, I wake up in a daze, feeling funky vibes.
Okay.
The coffee
Still
on my mind.
like this one the best.
I hit the kitchen,
like third
grind
one.
those beats so fine, gonna make a brew that'll blow your mind. Oh yeah. Sipping on my cup, the flavor so bold, got that Java jive. It's the funk in my soul, the caffeine hits me, I'm getting energized. Gonna groove and shake, let the
3 is the
rhythm
best.
rise. Oh yeah.
I'm thinking.
Funky coffee, it's the perfect blend.
Yeah, I think 3 is the best.
Let the music transcend. Wake up, get down, feel that funky sound. With every sip, we're gonna funk it up all around. Oh yeah.
Well, you get some sleep, brother. You get some sleep. Coffee rock with the shiz. Yeah. So, what we got is 1, which is this one.
I'm gonna take you on a trip.
All right, then we got
Gonna
this one.
take you on a trip where the music never stops.
I like that one too. That one's got that sort of Stevie Wonder sign. Or this
And in
one.
the morning haze, I wake up in a daze. Feeling funky vibes, got coffee on my mind.
That just has a nice intro to it. And this one,
In the morning haze, I wake
yeah, that one just sounds too overproduced. The fourth one to me. I mean, if I had to vote on it, I know which one I'd be voting for, but I'll leave it up to you guys. Looks like I'll give you a countdown: 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to end this here poll. Still votes are coming in. Votes are still coming in. I see it jumping around back and forth. What's going to be? What's it going to be? Here it comes. Here it comes. 3, 2, 1, go. Boom. We ended the poll. All right. We've got number 3 at 85%, 1 at 7%, 4 at 7%, and 2, 0. Light 2. Wow. There we go. Awesome. Well, that is 35 people, only 10 votes. Come on. It's just perfect. we like to spread a little bit of the love around, make sure that you guys are entertained this morning. Are you not entertained? Just kidding. I know you guys are entertained. Yes, I am very tired. I will be probably sleeping for a good solid 3 or 4 hours and then get up and do some work and then get ready to do it all over again tomorrow night. And it has been wonderful seeing all of you fine folks here this morning. Just know that I'm going to be sending you guys over to somebody I want you to go check out. And if you're ever really interested in hearing some wild and wacky stuff, some of the craziest that you'll ever see on the YouTubes, just listen to what he has to say. Because I'm going to send you guys over to see Lincoln Kane. Go give him a big thumbs up. Tell him that you rated the hell out of him, even if he isn't live yet. But he will be going live at some point in time. And then go check out Mo, because you can always come back and see Lincoln Kane later. You can always see the kind of crazy antics that he's up to. But everybody, you have a wonderful day today. Tomorrow I'm going to be much better. I will get some rest, and tonight will be a fun stream tonight where we're going to go over some more of the Edgecomb with one of your favorites, Mo in the Deep End, if she's able to make it, and possibly some other guests. You fell asleep watching MG, and I woke up late, and you are still going. Yes, I'm like the Energizer Bunny, and I will get some rest for you guys, because I don't like feeling this tired at all. You guys have a good one. I'll see you. Peace.
Now I gotta call somebody to come get me because my car turned into a spaceship and I don't know how to fly it. I'm not an astronaut.